Stop everything. What you were about to hear happened just hours ago at the Birmingham Open. And honestly, nobody saw this coming. Not the tournament organizers, not the WTA officials, not the commentators, not even Alex Eala herself. But when she found out what was happening outside the stadium, she did something that no one expected. Something that has never happened before in the history of this tournament. Something that is already being called one of the most powerful moments in Philippine sports history. Alex Eala stopped play in the middle of her match, with the score tied, with the crowd watching, with the cameras rolling. She stopped. She walked to the umpire's chair. She said something that made the umpire's face turn pale, and then she walked off the court. Not because she was injured, not because she was sick, because Filipino fans, her fans, the people who traveled thousands of miles and spent their hard-earned money to support her, were being blocked from entering the stadium, locked out, turned away, told they could not come in. And Alex Eala was not going to stand for it. Today on Topspin, we are breaking down this breaking story. What happened, why it happened, how Eala reacted, and what this means for the future of tennis and Filipino fans around the world. This is dramatic, this is controversial, and this is unfolding right now. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let us go back to the beginning, to the moment that changed everything. The date is today. The location is the Edgbaston Priory Club in Birmingham, England. The tournament is the Birmingham Open, the same tournament that was recently renamed in Alex Eala's honor. The match is a round of 16 clash between Alex Eala and a yet-to-be-confirmed opponent. The stadium is filling up. The atmosphere is electric. Thousands of fans are in their seats, waving flags, cheering, ready for another thrilling chapter in the Eala story. But outside the stadium, something else is happening. Something ugly. Hundreds of Filipino fans had gathered outside the gates. They had traveled from across the United Kingdom, from London, from Manchester, from Liverpool. Some had flown in from the Philippines itself, spending thousands of dollars on flights and hotels just to watch their hero play. They had tickets, valid tickets, purchased weeks ago, but when they arrived at the gates, they were turned away. Security guards, following orders from the tournament management, told them the stadium had reached capacity, that no more fans could enter, that they would have to watch from outside. The fans protested, they showed their tickets, they explained that they had traveled long distances, they begged, they pleaded, but the security guards did not budge. The reason? According to sources, the tournament had oversold tickets to the general public, but had reserved a certain number of seats for VIPs, sponsors, and local British fans. When the VIPs and sponsors showed up late, the tournament made a decision. They blocked the Filipino fans who had arrived early and gave their seats to the late-arriving VIPs. It was unfair, it was discriminatory, and it was about to become a major international incident. Inside the stadium, Alex Eala had no idea what was happening. She was focused on her match, warming up, stretching, going through her pre-match routine. But then, something caught her attention. She heard chanting from outside the stadium, faint at first, then louder. She recognized the language, Tagalog, Filipino. Her fans were outside, and they were not cheering. They were shouting, angry shouts, frustrated shouts. Eala looked toward the sound. She looked at her coach. She looked at the umpire. She knew something was wrong. Her coach ran to the sideline and made a phone call. Within minutes, the truth came out. Filipino fans had been blocked, hundreds of them, locked out despite having tickets. Eala's face changed. The focused, calm expression that she wears during matches vanished. In its place was something else. Anger, disbelief, determination. She walked to the umpire's chair. She said, quote, "I am not playing until my fans are let in," end quote. The umpire tried to reason with her, told her that the decision was not his, told her that she could face penalties for delaying the match. Eala did not care. She walked off the court. The crowd inside the stadium gasped. The commentators scrambled to understand what was happening. And outside, the Filipino fans continued to chant.
Let us talk about what Alex Eala did next, because this is the part of the story that will be remembered for years. This is the part that shows who Alex Eala really is. Not just a tennis player, a champion, a leader, a defender of her people. After walking off the court, Eala did not go to the locker room. She did not call her agent. She did not hide. She walked toward the stadium gates, toward the sound of her fans' voices. Security guards tried to stop her. She walked past them. Tournament officials tried to talk to her. She ignored them. She reached the gates. She saw the Filipino fans, hundreds of them, pressed against the barriers, holding tickets, wearing Philippine flags. Some were crying, some were shouting, all were angry. Eala raised her hand. The crowd fell silent. She spoke, not in English, in Tagalog. She said, quote, "Hindi kayo pabayaan. Hindi ako maglalaro hanggat hindi kayo pinapasok." Translation, "You will not be abandoned. I will not play until you are let in," end quote. The fans erupted, not in anger, in joy, in tears. Their hero had heard them. Their hero had come to them. Their hero was fighting for them. Eala then turned to the tournament officials who had followed her to the gates. She spoke to them in English. Her voice was calm but firm. Quote, "These people have tickets. They have traveled from all over the world to support me. You will let them in, or I will not play. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever again at this tournament. That is not a threat. That is a promise." End quote. The officials were stunned. They tried to explain. Overcrowding, safety regulations, VIP commitments. Eala cut them off. Quote, "I do not care about your VIPs. I care about my people. Figure it out. You have 10 minutes." End quote. She then walked back toward the court, but she did not resume play. She stood at the baseline, arms crossed, waiting. The clock was ticking. Inside the stadium, the crowd was buzzing. Word had spread. The fans who were already inside, many of them British locals, began to applaud. Some joined the chants of "Eala, Eala, Eala." The commentators, initially confused, now understood. They praised Eala's courage. One commentator said, quote, "I have been covering tennis for 30 years. I have never seen anything like this. This young woman has more heart than anyone I have ever met." End quote. After 8 minutes, the tournament officials returned. They had made a decision. They would open additional sections of the stadium. They would allow the Filipino fans to enter. They would apologize for the inconvenience. Eala nodded. She walked back to the umpire's chair. She said, quote, "We can resume now." End quote. The match continued, but the moment was not forgotten. The fans who had been blocked were let in. They found their seats. They waved their flags. They cheered louder than anyone. And Alex Eala, their champion, played the best tennis of her life. The incident spread like wildfire. Within hours, news of Alex Eala's protest had reached every corner of the globe. Social media exploded. Hashtags like Alex Eala stands with fans, "Let them in," and "Philippine Pride" trended worldwide. The reactions were overwhelming, and they were almost universally positive. Let us start with the fans, the Filipino fans who were blocked, who were let in, who witnessed Eala's stand firsthand, shared their stories. A woman named Maria, who had flown from Manila to Birmingham, posted a video on Facebook. She was crying. She said, quote, "I have been an Alex Eala fan since she was a junior. I have spent so much money to watch her play. Today, I was turned away. I thought my trip was ruined, but then Alex came to the gates. She spoke to us. She fought for us. She is not just a tennis player. She is an angel." End quote. A man named June, who had traveled from Dubai, posted, quote, "I have never been so proud to be Filipino. Alex Eala did not have to do that. She could have just played her match, but she chose to stand with us. That is a true champion." End quote. Other athletes weighed in. Manny Pacquiao posted a video message. He said, quote, "Alex Eala, you have made the Philippines proud. Not because you win matches, because you have a big heart. You defended our countrymen. That is what heroes do." End quote. NBA star Jordan Clarkson, who is also Filipino-American, tweeted, quote, "Respect to Alex Eala. That is how you use your platform. That is how you stand up for what is right." End quote. Even non-Filipino athletes showed support. Coco Gauff posted, quote, "I saw what Alex did. That took guts. I hope the WTA takes note. Fans are everything. Without them, there is no sport." End quote. The tournament organizers issued a statement. It read, quote, "The Birmingham Open apologizes unreservedly to the Filipino fans who were temporarily unable to enter the stadium. Due to an administrative error, ticket allocations were mishandled. The matter has been resolved. We have the utmost respect for Alex Eala and for all fans of tennis." End quote. The statement was accepted by most, but some fans remain angry. They point out that the administrative error only affected Filipino fans, that British fans and VIPs were not turned away, that the incident had a whiff of discrimination. The tournament has promised a full investigation. The WTA also released a statement, quote, "The WTA supports players' rights to advocate for fair treatment of fans. We are reviewing the incident in Birmingham and will work with tournament organizers to ensure that such situations do not occur in the future." End quote. It remains to be seen whether any penalties will be imposed on the tournament, but the damage to Birmingham's reputation has already been done. Now we come to the controversial part, the part that has divided opinion. Because not everyone agrees that Alex Eala did the right thing. Some have criticized her, and we need to address those criticisms fairly. The first criticism, Eala delayed the match. By walking off the court, by refusing to play until the fans were let in, she disrupted the tournament schedule. The match was delayed by nearly 20 minutes. Other matches on the same court were also delayed. Some spectators who had come to watch later matches were inconvenienced. Critics argue that Eala should have handled the situation through official channels, not by stopping play. The second criticism, Eala overstepped her role.
She is a player, not a tournament official. It is not her job to manage ticket sales or stadium entry. Some argue that she should have trusted the officials to resolve the issue, that her intervention was unnecessary and dramatic. The third criticism, Eala set a dangerous precedent. What if every player stops play every time something happens that they do not like? What if fans start causing disruptions intentionally, knowing that their favorite player will intervene? Critics argue that sports need rules and that players need to follow them, that emotions should not override regulations. These criticisms are not without merit, but they miss the larger point. Alex Eala did not stop play because she was being dramatic. She stopped play because she saw an injustice happening to her fans, her people. The people who have supported her through every loss, every victory, every tear, every smile. She made a choice to stand with them, a choice that may have cost her. There could be fines, there could be penalties, the WTA could theoretically suspend her, but she made the choice anyway. That is not recklessness, that is leadership. The fans who were blocked, who were let in, who witnessed Eala's stand, they have no doubts. They believe she did the right thing. And their voices matter, because they are the ones who were hurt. They are the ones who were turned away. They are the ones that Eala fought for. The critics can argue about rules and procedures. The fans will remember that their hero stood up for them. And in the end, that is what matters.
Let us zoom out, because this incident, as dramatic as it was, is about more than one match. It is about more than one tournament. It is about what Alex Eala represents, and what she has just done will change Philippine sports forever. First, this moment will define Eala's legacy. Before today, Alex Eala was known as a tennis champion, a rising star, a source of national pride. After today, she is known as something more, a defender, a protector, a person who uses her platform to fight for her people. That is a different kind of legacy. It is not about trophies or rankings, it is about character. And character lasts longer than any trophy. Second, this moment will change how Filipino fans are treated at international events. The Birmingham Open has been embarrassed. The WTA is reviewing its policies. Other tournaments will take notice. They will know that if they mistreat Filipino fans, Alex Eala will not stay silent. They will know that the Philippines is watching. That is power. That is influence, and Eala earned it today. Third, this moment will inspire young Filipinos, not just to play tennis, to stand up for what is right, to use their voices, to fight for justice even when it is difficult. The image of Alex Eala walking to the gates, speaking to her fans in Tagalog, refusing to play until they were let in, that image will be remembered for generations. It will be shown in schools, it will be shared on social media, it will be told as a story of courage. And young Filipinos will think, I want to be like Alex Eala, not because she wins, because she cares. So here is where we leave you. Breaking news. Alex Eala stopped play. She stood up for her fans. She changed the game, not just the match, the game itself. Tennis will never be the same. Filipino fans will never be the same. And Alex Eala, she is no longer just a tennis player. She is a hero, a real one, the kind that doesn't just win trophies, the kind that fights for people, the kind that makes a nation proud. The match resumed, the fans were let in, the points were played, but the result of that match, whatever it was, does not matter. What matters is what happened at the gates. What matters is that Alex Eala showed the world what it means to be a champion, on the court and off, and that is something that no scoreboard can ever measure. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell.